Hey guys, this is Vadim with MaxTech, and this is the new iPhone 11, and today we're going to be comparing it to the old iPhone XR from last year. Alright, let's get this guy unboxed. Take off this wrap. There you go. There she is. Wow, this definitely looks so different from the iPhone XR. Just look at that. Whew. Let's take it out of the box, and nice. I really love the white on the iPhone 11. My second favorite is probably the product red right here, but the white just looks so classy. I don't know, it just looks really good. Alright, so let's get into the physical differences. First of all, you guys can see that the Apple logo goes down towards the center of the phone, and you no longer get the iPhone text on the bottom. As you guys can tell, you get glossy glass on the back, except for the new camera bump. You get this square right here, and it's all matte glass, just like on the iPhone 11 Pro, but the Pro has it on the whole back, and the square notch is actually glossy, so it's actually flipped, but this looks really, really nice. It's like almost like you can barely tell that it's there, but it's definitely there. And the microphone and the flash go over to the right side, and of course we have the new ultra-wide lens camera that we're going to be testing out in just a couple of minutes. Now, one downside with the cheaper $700 iPhone 11 is that you get the old 5-watt charger in the box, unlike the iPhone 11 Pro that gets the new 18-watt fast charger. So that definitely sucks, but for a price of $700, you really can't complain. Now, we also got the clear case for the iPhone 11, which is really nice. This was available for the iPhone XR for the first time. Alright, so there you go, here it is with the case. This is probably the best case you could probably get for the iPhone 11. Just because of the colors on the back, they just look really, really good, and the clear case really shows it off, and it shows off the centered Apple logo, which is really cool. And of course, you get the square notch right there for the camera lenses. And what's really interesting is that on the iPhone 11 Pro, the button layout actually went down, whereas here on the iPhone 11, the button layout is identical to the iPhone XR. No changes physically on the outside at all, except for the square camera bump and the matte glass and the centered Apple logo. Now let's go ahead and set it up. And as you guys can tell right here, you still get the same old notch. No differences at all in the display. Same exact display, no difference in brightness, quality, nothing. No changes from the iPhone XR. So now that the iPhone 11 is set up, let's talk about performance. The new iPhone 11 has the A13 Bionic chip compared to the A12 Bionic in the iPhone XR, but here's a pretty cool difference. The A13 in the iPhone 11 actually has 4 GB of RAM compared to only 3 on the iPhone XR. Now, this 4 GB actually matches the iPhone 11 Pro, so you're basically getting identical performance to the iPhone 11 Pro for only $700 instead of $1,000 or $1,100 for the Max model. So let's go ahead and run Geekbench 4 right here. We're gonna run the CPU test first. And there you go, the CPU test is finished, and you guys can see these scores right here. This is incredible. You're getting over 13,000 multi-score and almost 5,500 single-core score on the iPhone 11, basically identical to the iPhone 11 Pro, and you're getting much better scores than the iPhone XR. And what's cool is that even with all this performance, you're still getting an hour more battery life than the iPhone XR, which was the best battery life in any iPhone last year, so this is really impressive to get this much performance and battery life at the same time. And with that, we're gonna go back and we're gonna run the graphics test. And here are the results for the graphics benchmark, and as you guys can see, you're getting almost 50% more metal graphics score, which is honestly incredible because Apple said you're getting about 20% better efficiency with the iPhone 11's A13 processor. And just for good measure, let's run another graphics test. This is Antutu's benchmark. So the test is done, and you guys can see right here that we're getting 442,000 score in Antutu on the iPhone 11 compared to 319 on the iPhone XR. That's actually a really, really big difference, and I think this score completely blows away every single Android phone out there. It's really, really impressive. And we're seeing in these sub scores right here, the CPU's improved, the GPU, huge improvement for the GPU, and a really big improvement for the RAM, 13,500 over 9,400, so that's really, really good news. Apple did say we're getting improved speakers on the iPhone 11 with a new true stereo surround sound kind of software or something like that, so let's go ahead and test out the iPhone XR first. Alright, so one thing I'm noticing is that the mids kind of feel a little bit louder or more clear on the iPhone 11, and on the iPhone XR, it's very easy to pinpoint exactly where the sound is coming from. It's like coming from a single source, like right in a single location, like right from the speaker. But it seems like the iPhone 11 is kind of mixing the top and bottom speakers together, and it kind of forms like this source that's like really broad, and it sounds a lot better. And also the highs, the high frequencies, sound a little bit louder and more crisp on the iPhone 11 as well. And now let's finally get to the cameras. As you guys can see right here, I'm noticing that the iPhone XR's white balance is really cool. Like it's totally messed up. And the white balance on the iPhone 11 looks really good. So I think Apple really made a lot of changes to make the white balance more accurate on the new iPhone 11. And as you guys see, we have a little button right here to switch to the ultra-wide lens, which is really, really nice. And another thing, if you kind of point the lens up, you see on the sides, instead of having black bars on the top and bottom, you actually see like a preview of the ultra-wide. So there you go, see it kind of fits in, has this little animation. And I think by far the biggest deal is that the selfie camera went from 7 megapixels on the iPhone XR to 12 megapixels on the iPhone 11. So I'm gonna take a selfie photo and you guys let me know which one looks better or if you see any differences. And something that's also pretty cool on the iPhone 11 is that you get a wider field of view on the selfie camera. So if you twist it into horizontal mode, like that, you see more of the frame. It kind of like does it automatically. Or you could just hit the button and switch it by yourself. I'm also gonna include a photo like this for the comparison. And now let's get into night mode. Let's go ahead and test out some photos. So at night mode, it actually turns on automatically as soon as it's dark enough, and you actually get the option of manually adjusting the duration of how long it takes in light. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a few night mode photos, as you guys can see right now, and just let me know what kind of difference you see down in the comments below. And we also took a few photo examples with ultra wide versus the regular wide camera, so you guys can see them right now, and it's definitely a really cool perspective to see it in this ultra wide mode. Alright, so let's finish with my thoughts on the iPhone 11. Last year's iPhone XR was actually the best selling smartphone in the world for a couple of the quarters, or at least the first half of 2019, which is really impressive, and that's because of the price. It was $750 and you really got a lot of bang for your buck. But this year with the iPhone 11, you're getting so much more improvements like the A13 chip, the extra lens on the back, the better selfie camera, a bunch of other features and better battery life. But this year you're actually getting it at $50 cheaper at $700. So I think the iPhone 11 is gonna be a complete blowout phone. It's just gonna destroy a lot of the market and people are gonna love it. So you can't really get a much better deal than the iPhone 11 for $700. So I hope you guys enjoy this comparison. Make sure to drop a like down below, click that circle above to subscribe, and check out one of those videos right there. Make sure to check out our iPhone 11 Pro comparison to the iPhone XS Max. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.